Up to this part, we discussed several issues in Primavera. Now, at the end of this tutorial, I will show you the printing options. In P6, you can print out whatever you see in your screen. For this reason, first of all, you should arrange your layout before the printing. Let's do this over the class exercise 15. First, it asks an activity table showing original duration, early start, early finish, late start, and late finish times, and total float of each activity with a Gantt chart. So let me arrange my columns in this way. So from columns, here I'm going to remove planned total cost and the free float, and the rest of the information is the same. So I also have a Gantt chart here. So I'm ready for the printing. Let me also arrange the size of these columns. Okay. Before printing, you can look at the preview. And in order to do that, from File, you should select Print Preview. You see that our Gantt chart is not seen well for now. And we are going to make some modifications in this page setup. And for this purpose, we can select the page setup from the left corner. Also, if you want, you can use File and Page Setup options to open this page setup window. You see that the page setup window is composed of 5 different tabs. Now we are going to look at them one by one. In Page tab, you can change the orientation of the page. As we want to see the Gantt chart, it is better to select the landscape. For scaling part, I usually recommend you to use the third option. It fits everything into one page wide. But of course, if it doesn't seem well, you can make some adjustments in the size of the page. And in the paper size, you can select, for example, A3 for a bigger page. In the second tab, we have margins. Here you can arrange the distance from top, bottom, left and right sides. I don't need to change anything here. In header, you can put some additional information on top of the report. Here we have 3 sections. You can change the number of sections here. For example, now we have 2 sections. And also you can change the height of the header in this way. You can also change the size of the sections by using this button. Let me select 3 sections for our report using this one. Here at the left section, you see that we have project name. At the middle section, we have the name of the layout. And at the right section, we have the date and time of the print information. And we can change these options. So when you click here, you can add some different information. For example, you can add a Gantt chart legend. We already have this on the footer part, so I won't select it. You can add a picture, such as a company logo. You can add a revision box to show the number of revisions in the schedule. You can also add an image stored in P6. And if you want, you can select text and logo so that you can change this information. So let me change the date and time of the report. Click Modify here. And in this window, you see that we have date and time information here. And at this part, you can write whatever you want in order to show on the right corner of your report. Or alternatively, you can add some variables from this list. For example, we can add project start date as a variable. You can also write the project start date manually, but if you select variable from this list, P6 brings this information automatically from the database. For example, if your project start date is changed, this part will be updated automatically. So let me click OK. And you see that we have project start date at section 3 in the header. In the footer tab, we have the similar information in the same format. At the first section, we have the Gantt chart legend, this part. At the second section, we have some information related to the number of pages in the report, as you can see here. And in the third section, we have some filter list. We don't have any filters working in the screen right now. So let me select this part and change the filter list with a revision box. So in this revision box, I can select the date here. Let me select today's date. I can give a name for the revision. Let's say first revision. Also, you can write here the name of the person who checks and approves the revision. Now we have a revision box at section 3 of the footer. And finally, we have options tab here. And I think this is the most important one. First of all, you should select the timescale start and finish dates for the Gantt chart. Here, instead of custom dates, I recommend you to use earliest project start for the start part, and for the finish part, I recommend you to use latest project finish. By this way, your Gantt chart will be updated automatically in the report. I also recommend you to make such kind of arrangement. So you can write this minus 2W and plus 1M manually. Here in the timescale start, minus 2W means leave a 2-week space in the timescale before the project start date, and plus 1M means leave a 1-month space in the timescale after the project finish date. By this way, your Gantt chart will look better. And of course, you can arrange the size of the spaces by writing different numbers here. And in this part, you need to select what do you want to see in your report. For now, we have these 4 options. For example, if I remove the Gantt chart and click Apply, you see that we don't see anything about the Gantt chart. When I select it, I can see it. So you also see that we have 2 weeks space at the beginning and 1 month space at the end. By this way, I can see these names at the end of the timescale. Let me also show you other options. If you remove all columns option here, so look at this part. When I click Apply, so you see that it shows until this point. So it only shows the columns that can be seen in the screen right now. But when you select all columns, you can see all columns that you have selected in the columns list. And when you remove grid lines, it will affect these vertical and horizontal lines in the table. You see that we don't see these lines anymore, but you don't need to remove this option. Now we are ready to print our report, so we can click OK. You can also see the information that we selected for the footer and the header. So this is our revision box, and this is the start date of the project. Now I'm going to click the print option here. Click OK. And now I'm going to select the print location. Let me select the desktop and save. So here you can see the report, and our first report is ready. As you can see, we can show the activity table with the required information. Also, we can see the Gantt chart of the project. So this was the first report. For the second report, class exercise wants weekly activity usage spreadsheet for budgeted total cost field. Now I'm going to select this option on the bottom of the screen, the activity usage spreadsheet. If you select activity usage spreadsheet on top of the screen, P6 doesn't open the print options. So this is very important for you. You need to open activity usage spreadsheet at the bottom of the screen. And we already have budgeted total cost on the screen. I should also change the time scale for a weekly view. So from time scale, I'm going to select month and week. Now we can print out this part. So let me select print preview again. By the way, you can use these quick access icons. This one is for print and this is for print preview. So select print preview, and from page setup, select options. You see that now we can select this option because we have spreadsheet in our screen. So I'm going to select this one and I will remove the other print information. Now when I click apply, you see that now we have the activity usage spreadsheet on our screen. I'm going to click OK, and we can print out this report as well using the print option. So let me change the name of this report and save. Now the second report is also ready, and here I have a weekly cost information for my activities. And in the third report, we need to print out the monthly resource usage profile for Crane. This time, I'm going to select resource usage profile at the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to select Crane. And we have already made these arrangements in the previous part. We just need to bring the time scale back to the monthly view. So from time scale, I can select year and month. And now we have a monthly view in our time scale. And again, I'm going to select print preview, and from page setup, and options. I will select profile this time. You see that our monthly profile for the crane is ready. And when I click print, I can also print out this one. And this is the last report in the class exercise 3. So by this way, you can print out your project data in Primavera. There are also some predefined reports in P6. You can see them from Tools, Reports, and Reports. And there are several options here. So let me select Classic Schedule Report from the Schedule part. So right click and select Run and Report. So select Print Preview and click OK. So this is another report. Let me also print out this one. So you can also take reports in this way. And you can use the other report options in P6. So you can use all of these options. But I think customizing a layout is much more flexible for reporting. And now we come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for your patience. I hope it helps you in your professional life. We covered several different options in P6. Now you have all basic information and you can build on this. If you have questions, you can write them as a comment in the video or you can send me emails. And that's all for now, and I wish you good luck with your term projects.